These episodes are intended for mature audiences. Viewer and listener discretion advised.
At first, I've always been like, though I'm a military brat, I've always been like, nah, I'm never joining the military. I'm just not doing it. Like, it's not for me. You know what I'm saying? But it's probably been the best decision I've made going into my 8 year in the military now. It's probably been the best decision I've made. It's been nothing but positivity for me, growth, a lot of maturity.
Tell me about that. Because, people in the past, the past people that I've talked about that are exactly our age, we're all like, it's hard as I don't know what, but you're in the military now, so it could be a little different.
Making friends is so weird. Like, it's like, why is it so hard?
Thank you. The hardest thing in the world.
Oh, but you know what? I will say the military is just a tad bit easier. It's because the fact that your friends usually start off with people you work with. You know what I'm saying? Like your coworkers and stuff like that. You work with them, you see them every day, so you know what I'm saying. You build some type of friendship with them, or whatever, and then you meet their friends, or you know what I'm saying. Now you meet friends of friends, and it's just a train. Like it just keeps on going. Generation is very much a turning point when it comes to mental health. I think this generation takes mental health probably the most serious out of anything that I've ever seen. You know what I'm saying? I think we do at the end of the day, everybody has their life to live. You know what I'm saying? We are busy. I'm busy. I can't check on you all the time. You know what I'm saying? But I think we know how serious it is, mental health. I think this generation, we know how serious it is. And there's signs. Sometimes there's little signs that you need to catch up on. Like, okay, maybe they're not calling you as much now, or maybe they're not speaking as much now. Maybe they're not interested in the things that they used to be interested in now. Like you definitely need to see the signs when your friend or your partner, you know what I'm saying, changes. You know what I'm saying? So you know to act accordingly. But I feel like this generation, we're in good hands of doing that. It's going to be good for this generation for sure.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode. Today I get the opportunity to talk to my friend Manasseh. It has been a really long time since we've gotten to catch up with each other, but in this podcast, it felt like no time had passed, and it was just really good to have this conversation with him about his mental health journey. One in which you would have never guessed he was going through at the time he was going through it. We get a lot deeper into that during this episode, as well as talking about how the world is shifting in terms of the job market, as well as mental health. So stay tuned, get your coffee, get your tea. If you're in the car, turn up that dial, and let's get into today's podcast. All right, guys. So welcome back to another episode of Stories of a Dandelion. Today I have my friend Manasseh. We've been friends for quite a while, and it's been a while since we caught up. So this is going to be a very interesting episode and a fun one for both of us. So welcome to the podcast, Manasseh.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. You know, it's crazy. I don't even go by Manasseh no more. Like, that sounds so foreign to me. Like, everybody calls me Nas now. Like, it's wild. You know?
Well, look at learning something new already. We haven't even begun. And boy, he grew out his hair everywhere, and now he got a new name. Like, what is going on?
Different, man. Different.
Hey, look, we grow up, we change, and man, surely for you is for the better. So it's awesome to be able to reconnect with you.
I appreciate it. Same, likewise.
All right. First question. If you were 18 and graduating in 2023, what advice would you give yourself?
Man, 18, you know what I'm saying? And now I'm 27, you know?
Yeah, whatever. You just turned 27, so let's slow down.
18 is crazy. Like, I'm thinking back 18, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it was so long ago. But no, if I was graduating now, 18 years. First of all, I would probably be more focused. You know, I feel like when you're at that age, like, You know what I'm saying? You're kind of just living off vibes. Like you're kind of just
Hmm.
going with the flow. You know what I'm saying? But I would definitely have a better direction in life on where I want to go. And, I remember after high school and whatnot, go, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. You
Hmm.
know, I know that I played sports. I really liked sports. You know, so I wanted to go to college for that and all. But things don't always happen the same way. But it's best to always keep a positive attitude on everything. You know what I'm saying? Because it might not go out the way you want it to, but you can always, you know what I'm saying, still go achieve what you want to achieve. So just to always strive for some type of purpose, basically, is what I would definitely say around that time.
Okay. Okay. So how did you come to that conclusion? Like what did you have to go through to get to that? Like start from your childhood,
Yeah,
then your, all that, and then to how you came to be.
I mean, after high school, like I said, after high school, I took a break. Like I stayed home for a year or whatever. Um, I was still applying to colleges and whatnot because I wasn't really that focused during my senior year of high school to be doing all of that. But taking that year off made me realize that you know what I'm saying, there you can do what you want, but ultimately God is gonna put you where He wants to put you. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And so you have to be open for that. You got to be ready for that, and you got to be willing to accept that. And go the direction He wants you to go. And He brought me to the military. And at first, I've always been like, though I'm a military brat, I've always been like, nah, I'm never joining the military. Like I was like, I'm just not doing it. Like it's not for me. You know what I'm saying? But it's probably been the best decision I've made going into my 8 year in the military now. It's probably been the best decision I've made. It's been nothing but positivity for me, growth, a lot of maturity. And you know what I'm saying? I just feel like always lean on what God wants you to do. You know what I'm saying? It's good to have your own ambitions, your own goals as well. But you know what I'm saying? Ultimately, it's as a Christian man, this is me as a
Hmm.
Christian man speaking. It's good to, you know what I'm saying, listen to what God wants you to do. You know what I'm saying? You'll never
Wow.
fail in that
No,
aspect, for
that's very
sure.
true. Very true. Completely
Yeah.
agree as a Christian girl and a Christian, not girl anymore, but a Christian woman.
All right.
Um, Definitely completely agree with that. So, what did you do in that gap year? Did
Yeah,
you like work or something?
yeah. So in that gap year, my dad was stationed in Norway at the time, which is wild because nobody knows like there's a base over there, but there's like a little NATO base over there in Norway. So I was 1 year gap. I was just I worked as a bartender actually on the base he was working at, and and also I was playing for my club soccer team as well.
Hmm.
So, but in that time, like I had no friends. You know what I'm saying? I had no friends. I really just had my family and my siblings and whatnot. But they were going to school and stuff like that. So a majority of the time I was just by myself or whatever. But it made me realize, like, I think that I needed that moment because it brought me closer to God. Like it really, what God likes to do is like He'll remove all the distractions in your life so you can focus on Him. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And I think that's what happened to me, and that's what grew my faith the most. And so yeah, that and during that period is when He revealed to me that look, I want you to go into the military. This is what's best for you. Because I still wanted to play club soccer out there and maybe I'm saying go pro and whatnot, but that just wasn't the plan He had for me at that time. So I listened, I joined, and it's been I can't complain. It's been good ever since. So
Yeah,
yeah,
that's good. That's good. So,
yeah.
military life, one that you did not expect to come
Yes,
around.
yeah.
How did you adapt to that? Like, how did you be
Yeah,
like, all
hey,
right, God, let's do this, but I really
yeah.
don't want to?
So it's like the good thing about it is it's the fact that we're already military brats. So we know,
Mm.
what I'm saying? We're accustomed to the military lifestyle. We're accustomed to leaving your friends and, finding new ones, moving here and there, you know what I'm saying, all the time. So that transition period wasn't too tough for me. But you're still gonna miss your friends, you know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Like, that one's not gonna change regardless. But during that period though, like I was able to, you know what I'm saying, just stay more focused and read, get in the word more, read, and just be more focused and, really listen to what he wanted me to do because everything else I wanted to do wasn't working. Like
Mm-hmm.
at that point I was just like, all right, like this is what I wanted to do this. That's not working for me. You know what I'm saying? This I wanted to, play club soccer. It was going good and all, but money wasn't really there, and they was
Mm-hmm.
charging ridiculous prices for me to play. That wasn't happening. I was
Mm-hmm.
thinking, okay, I got accepted to schools in South Carolina, but tuition was a problem.
Yeah.
So and then I had to weigh my options and be like, all right, God, I'm hearing you now. So the military process came through for me. It ran real smooth, real quick. Joined. My dad told me not to join the army. He said, "Go to the Air Force." So that's what I did. I joined the Air Force, and it's been great. Like you can just tell. I can just tell that like this is what God wanted me to do. With all the lessons and everything that's happened since I've been there.
That's
So
good. Yeah, I think it's
yeah.
funny how like all of us army brats, like our parents are like, go Air
I'm,
Force.
he was like, "Don't even look at the army side," and I'm glad. I'm glad I listened too. I really glad because I didn't know any different. So,
Yeah. Yes.
yeah,
The one thing I've always wondered, because they say like in the Air Force it's harder to get promoted. Have you
yeah.
experienced that?
Yeah, the Air Force is definitely more difficult. I feel like just the system. I don't know. It's a bit more difficult. But honestly, if you study, you will make it. You know what I'm saying? If you do your
Mm-hmm.
job well, you study for the test that they have every year, depending on what rank you're testing for, you'll make it. So
Okay.
it's
Okay.
just a matter of putting in the work. So
Okay. Got you. Got you.
yeah.
All right. So during this time, how was your mental health? Like, where were you at mentally? Like going from like high school and then going into your gap year and then going into the military. Like, what were the changes?
Yeah, so in high school, I think it was when my mental health was probably the best. Just being around friends. You're young. You don't have responsibilities like that. You don't need your parents. You're just chilling. All you're doing is going to school, playing sports, like you're having fun. Like it's really chill. High school's chill, especially being a military brat. You
Mm-hmm.
you already know how it is. But like after that period, when I went from you know popular high school, everybody know me, this and that,
Mm-hmm.
to after graduation. And like, it's like, look, everybody's doing their own thing right now. Everybody's going to college and whatnot. And you kind of just feel like, dang, like, what am I doing? Like, you feel like life is passing you by. Everybody's, what I'm saying, getting their education, but you're taking a break off of, what I'm saying, going to college because you're trying to figure out what you want to do. I'm talking about
Mm-hmm.
I was at the lowest point in my life, Gina. Like, and that's why I feel like it led me closer to God. You know what I'm saying? Because I
Mm-hmm.
felt like I had nobody to talk to. Like I couldn't talk to my parents, my siblings. They're all younger than me. My older sister, she was already out the house at that point. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I had nobody. And you know what I'm saying? I'm just now coming to Norway after graduation. I know nobody there. You know what I'm saying? So I was at my lowest,
Like,
lowest.
what
Oh,
were your thoughts?
like I was just like, what am I doing? I'm like I feel like everybody had a purpose and I had no purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was just like, I'm wasting my time, you know? I didn't know if I was gonna go to school. I didn't know if I wanted to do the soccer thing, and I definitely didn't want to do the military. So I'm just like, yo, what am I doing? Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, it was a tough time for me, but I I, I thank God, and that's all I can say. It
Yeah.
was that at that moment I realized how important your thoughts are. You know what I'm saying? Because I was thinking of, oh, I'm a failure. I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna amount to anything. Like,
Yeah.
you know, everybody has a purpose after high school, and I'm just here, a bum. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and it was eating up. It was eating up my mind. So, well, my avenue during that time was going to the gym. That helped a lot. Obviously, staying in the Word, praying, and playing soccer. Those were my outlets at the time. And then trying to keep in touch with the friends that I had in
Yeah.
my previous spaces and stuff like that. But that was probably where I could say was my lowest point in my life. But I needed that though.
Yeah.
I needed that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
Yeah.
it's
I
it's tough, but it
understand.
is.
I understand. I completely understand. It was the same way for me in college. Even though I
Yeah,
had decided to go to college, I got to the lowest point where I felt like I couldn't talk to anybody. Nobody really understood. And that's when
yeah.
I decided before I went to college I wasn't going to play basketball. But
Oh really?
then, I got to college. I wasn't happy. So I decided, well, the one thing that always made me happy was basketball. So I
Right.
found a school that I could play. Don't like Granted, I'm happy I graduated from Methodist. Not the smartest decision I made for myself to go play basketball though,
Right.
because I wasn't there mentally. Like my brain was just everywhere. I couldn't focus on the game. I couldn't focus in class.
Mm,
There was more expectation on basketball than on my education at the time. So I
mm,
just felt like I couldn't balance that.
yeah.
And I was in a really dark place around that time as well. And
Yeah.
it's horrible
It's bad.
because yeah, it was so bad, but I was at the lowest of my low. But the one thing was like you said, I went to church. I
Right.
hung out with the Hineses and I went to church with them. I had Sunday dinners with them. Like their Sunday dinners saved my life. Like the
Oh
fact
yeah.
that they were in the same place I was and living there, if it
Yeah.
wasn't for them, so I completely
Yeah.
understand. Completely
Yeah.
understand.
It's tough. I think those times like it's definitely good to have people around you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like you need that community. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have it, you need to lean towards God because that's the only
Definitely.
way. Like your thoughts will eat you up.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
So
So, during that time, did you feel like society was putting like this unexpected pressure on you? Because I know when we grew up, like it was like, all right, you're 18, like you're out of the house. Now it's like
listen,
it's on you, and you figure it out for yourself. And then like not only
yeah,
that, like you're immediately out of the military lifestyle. Like there,
you feel me?
you're immediately out without any like. There's no,
Yeah.
hey, this is what's gonna happen to you, or this is and that. So like what was that? Like, did society push that on you and then completely being out of what you're used to? How did that compound on everything else?
You know it's dangerous. You know the dangerous thing is social media. You know, listen,
Mm-hmm.
like you see, like people obviously don't like to post the bad things in their life. You know, what I'm saying hardly. You know, everybody's posting the good things that's happening. Like, oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm doing this. I'm in school. Doing blah blah. I'm getting this
New
money.
job.
I'm working job promotion. And it's just like, man, like,
Mm-hmm.
what am I doing? Like young kids nowadays are becoming millionaires at like 18, 21. You're just
Mm-hmm.
like, oh my gosh, like, what am I doing? And that's when it was the most rough, just off of social media alone. Because I didn't really have anybody around me and stuff like that besides my family. But it's the social media and seeing what your friends are going through now, like what I'm saying, how they've elevated and stuff like navigating through that. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough, man. It
Yeah,
really is. So
the
I had to
comparison is a
take social
killer.
media breaks. Yeah, it
Mm-hmm.
is. I had to take social media breaks, like maybe go out more. I was taking more walks. You know what I'm saying, stuff like that, exercising. Like I said, playing more sports because if I were to when it was the worst when I'm just sitting down on the phone just scrolling,
Mm-hmm.
because that's when your thoughts, like you're just thinking about everything. So you need that type of outlet, you know. Yeah, I hate thinking about that time because it was so dark for me. And most people won't be able to understand it. Like, they'll just be like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, especially as men, like, as men, we're told to like, yo, be a man, like, stand up, like, bro, like, boss up,
Yeah.
like, and it's just so, and that's the society aspect of it, because it's like, look, you're a man, like, yo, get
Mm-hmm.
your money up, like, stop, whining, this and that. So yeah, it's tough. Even having African parents as well, like
Mm-hmm.
African dads, bro. African dads, they're like, yo, you need to take care of yourself. Like they don't understand mental health. Mental health
Mm-hmm.
doesn't exist to them, yo,
Mm-hmm.
because they face adversaries their whole life. Like to bring you where you're at right now. Like, you know nothing to them. Like, this is depression. Like,
Yeah.
you don't know what depression is. Like, you have a house, I got you a house, you got somewhere to lay, you
Mm-hmm.
know, you got sports. Well, you don't know what depression is, you know.
Yep.
So you can't talk to them about these type of things because they won't understand. And then you can't talk to your younger siblings because they're young, like they ain't really been through it, you know. So yeah, it was tough. It was tough, but I'm glad I got through it because your thoughts will make you do some things you really wouldn't want to do. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So
So you got through it because honestly, when you were going through that time, I remember you posting like every now and then, like you bartending and you having a good time.
right,
So I never would have guessed at the time that you were going
and
through
that's
the
the
darkest
crazy thing
time.
because I'm also the happy friend.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got the friend group, the one that's always in a good mood. Like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
they're the ones that's taking care of everybody, like checking on everybody. That was me, but I didn't have that. Nobody like that for me. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I have to make sure I'm good. You know, and like I told you, nobody's gonna post the sad parts of their life
Yeah.
on social media.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, I'm in a dark time, blah blah blah, like fishing for comments and what. Like, you're not gonna see that side of me,
Yeah.
and that's the thing with social media. You're not gonna see that side of somebody to know what they're really going through unless you actually speak to them. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So, you know, that's just it's unfortunate. You know, that's just the way it is. But hey, yeah, we got through it.
Yeah.
We prosper. We're good. We're
Yeah.
good.
Do you think we're like moving toward a change in that? Like, even though we see our friends posting positive stuff 24/7, do you think like people are starting to reach out more, or is it still kind of the same and we still need to learn how to reach out even if it looks like everything's okay?
I think this generation is is very much a turning point when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to mental health. I think we this generation takes mental health probably the most serious out of anything that I've ever seen. You know what I'm saying? I think we do you know, at the end of the day, everybody has their life to live. You know what I'm saying? We're busy. I'm busy. I can't check
Mm-hmm.
on you all the time. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I think we know how serious it is, mental health. I think this generation we know how serious it is, and there's signs.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes there's little signs that you need to catch up on. Like, okay, maybe they're not calling you as much now, or maybe they're not speaking as much now. Maybe they're not interested in the things that they used to be interested in now. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you definitely need to see the signs when your friend or your partner, you know what I'm saying,
Mm-hmm.
changes. You know what I'm saying? So you know to act accordingly. But I feel like this generation, we're in good hands of doing that. It's going to be good for this generation for sure.
That's good. That's good.
You know,
All right. So you got through that year and now you're in the military. How does the
uh,
mind shift? Where are we at when we
yo,
get to basic training first
you
day?
know, you get your basic training, you're like, yo, this is it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, your only focus at that time is, look, I need to make it through, you know? And you get there and you're just like, look, my mindset at that time was, God didn't bring me here for nothing. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Like, I didn't come here to fail. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't come here to not make it, blah, blah, blah. And so the good thing about that is the military, you obviously have your battles and your, you know, wingmen or whatever next to you. You know what I'm saying? You taking care of them, they taking care of you. So you kind of have that bond with that. But, you know, just going through all that change, I was just like, yo, like, I'm really doing this, like, like something I said I would never do. Like, here I am, like I'm really doing this, you know, like, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just like, it's just, am I really doing this? Like, am I
Is this
supposed
a
to do
dream?
this? And you know what I'm saying? Like, is this real? But after graduation, like, it's just like, man, new milestone, you know, like
Mm-hmm.
we done made it here. Let's keep it going, you know, like you know, obviously the military is not for everybody. I'll tell
No.
you that right now. Some people do their 4 years and get out, 6 years, 8 years get out, blah blah blah. But you really got once you get in, I feel like you
Mm-hmm.
need to take the opportunities and the benefits they give you. You know what I'm saying? So I've been trying to stay positive the whole time, and because sometimes it would really drain me. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes the military, you're just like, oh, I'm sick of this. Like, I need to go. Like, this is dead. But as long as as long as you stay focused on the goals you had before, you'll be straight. Man. Just focus on that. Everything will be good. You know?
So, what were those goals for you?
So my goal was, look, I couldn't, obviously I couldn't go to college. So I'm gonna take the fact that I can go to school for free, and you know what I'm saying, take my classes. So that was number one. Soon as I graduated basic training and got to my first duty station, I was in the books. I was in the classes. You know what I'm saying. The second thing was, obviously I still love to play sports. So I got with my base team. I joined the base basketball team, the base soccer team. Like I still do that to this day. You know what I'm saying? So
That's good.
Those are not gonna go away. And you know what I'm saying? Depending on if I want to, right now it's looking like I'm gonna do 20 years. You know, I'm at 8 right now, and everything is the crazy thing is everything goes by so fast. Like I'm like 8 years already. Like that's even wild to me to think about, for real. But everything goes by so fast. So like I'm enjoying the ride while I'm going. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm stay focused on my goals and stuff. Like obviously you get life happens. You get deployed. You get sidetracked. Maybe you start having too much fun. And I'm telling you this because this is all the things that I've been through right now. You know what I'm saying? Deployment, having too much fun, and then you know what I'm saying. Your goals, you kind of forget about them. But you know what I'm saying. Once you get back on that right path, you know what I'm saying. Everything.
So, how do you refocus yourself, like for your mentality, for you're preparing to do 20 years? That's 12 more years.
You feel me?
And so I feel like we gonna have a couple, like we got to get refocused. So how do you do that now so that you can stay focused on those goals?
Like I'm still low key battling that a little bit because it kind of comes and it goes. Like the focus aspect kind of comes and goes. But like I'm the type of person, I'm just like, I just gotta like have a pep talk with myself, like in the mirror, like, yo, tighten up, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, we had our fun. You know what I'm saying? We had a setback. Let's go. Let's tighten up and let's do it. You know what I'm saying? Because one thing I told myself is I would not get out or do my 20 years and leave if I don't get my degree at least. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because then I would have wasted my time. How is in 20 years you can't get a degree? Like, people really do that. They do their whole 20, no degree. I'm like, you left the military with free education and didn't take advantage? Nah, couldn't be me. I guess not happening. I'm not doing that,
Hey, I understand, and that's real good. That's really, really good. So what are you getting your degree in?
Right now, I'm doing it in digital marketing.
Smart.
I changed my degree like twice. At first I wanted to do kinesiology,
What is
get
that?
into the whole kinesiology is like anatomy and study of like physiology and all of that. And because I wanted to get into the sports world and maybe work with the sports teams and stuff like that. But along the lines, I've been more like, I don't know if you know, but I got a YouTube too. I got a IG, TikTok, and whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
All that will be linked down below later.
Yeah, I'm growing those platforms out. So like, I've been so into marketing myself now, like digitally marketing myself, because that's the world we're moving in now. You know what I'm saying? AI and stuff like that. So that's the path I wanna you know what I'm saying, hopefully get to, like that whole digital marketing. So that's been my focus right now. So I'm trying to get all the knowledge I need. I'm on YouTube a lot, just watching videos, teaching myself photography, videography, this and that, and stuff like that. Because I've always done like videos. You know what I'm saying? Back then, even in shave, like that's always been my interest. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to stay focused on that. So
Yeah. I think it's funny that we're kind of both in that same place. Like I'm doing the same thing, digital and YouTube, Instagram, this podcast.
I think it's good. It's great. Yeah. It's really great. It's fun. It's a hobby, but people really make a living off of this too. Like,
yeah.
That's what's crazy. Like nowadays, social media, you can really fund your whole life.
I know. It's so crazy. I remember, because like, you remember like when we were in high school, like it was, or like high school, middle school, it's like, oh, Justin Bieber, music, like people just get discovered. No big deal. Like who cares? Like it's music videos and And like that's pretty much all YouTube was.
Nothing.
Now it's like this whole new beast. I mean, I don't think we knew.
Bread.
Yes, we didn't know. But more importantly, like the internet was literally something completely new to us, even though we kind of grew up with it, but still new. Like, it was just, it's weird.
It was more for fun. Like, it was just like, hey, you know, here's my little video. Like,
exactly.
Okay. But now it's like, yo, this is my job. Like, people are clocking in.
Clock in? Clock out.
You know what I'm saying? Getting a little $1,000 a day just from a video. Like, what? Nah, that's insane, man. Just doing what you love to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? People do podcasts all the time and stuff like that. They really just offer one little podcast, you know, streaming or whatever, $1,000 like a day. And somebody's working like 2-3 weeks for that type of money.
Yeah.
Right?
But the crazy is it's the work that actually does go behind all of this, because there's so much work that has to be done.
They don't know that.
Nah.
They don't know that. The setup, the editing, you know what I'm saying? The camera, the gear, how much money you put into the gear. They don't know that, man. Oh my God.
They don't know.
And I got bad respect for people that like are consistent with their, you know what I'm saying, their posting and stuff like that. Because if you're factoring school, you're factoring working, maybe a 9 to 5, you know what I'm saying? You have a relationship your social life, and you know what I'm saying? You're posting. I got mad respect for people like that.
For real.
Because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
Because I'm sitting here looking at my setup, and I'm like, I went and bought a new camera for this because I wanted to have the best quality camera. And like, I got a light so you can see me better. Like, it's just, you want to give your best because like, this is something that you're interested in, that you're loving.
Exactly.
So yeah, 100% respect those out there that are, because I be watching travel videos all the time. Those are my favorite videos.
I just made a Bali vlog. When I tell you, it took me like 3 weeks.
First of all, why wasn't I invited? Hold on, before we get any further, where was my invitation?
Yo, me and my guys, we did a guys trip, and they're all like content creators as well, like photographers, videographers, and stuff like that. So I just did a Bali vlog, and we was out there for 10 days or whatever. It took me like 3 weeks to edit the video because it's like a 40-minute video, just because of work and sports and school. Like you gotta factor all those in. So people that are posting like every week or even every other day, I'm just like, how do you have the time? Like, and consistency is really what sets you apart from everybody else.
Yeah,
like,
very true.
You will get more followers, more engagement just because you post the most.
And that's what I'm trying to get at. Like right now, I can't do videos yet, but like I'm doing shorts. Like I'll answer travel questions, and I'll post one like every day during the week, and then like the weekends I take off because I'm doing this and I'm doing other stuff, and so I do my best to like do one every day for that.
Exactly, yeah.
So the shorts be getting it. I think I grew like a good 10 subscribers from just doing shorts in like a month.
Just shorts. I haven't even tapped into the shorts yet.
Dude, you gotta tap into the shorts.
I need to tap in.
My
TikTok is doing well. Like I got like 36K on TikTok.
That's what that proves it right there.
My YouTube got like 7K. It's all right. You know what I'm saying? My IG's growing now a little bit, but I know that if I be consistent, I know it would definitely, it would definitely grow into me.
Definitely. Sure. Yeah. I get you.
No,
I need to get out there more.
This is great.
Yes. You too,
What made you come up with this title? Like, what was it? Like,
Stories of a Dandelion?
Yeah.
Hey guys, I wanted to take a quick break to ask if you are enjoying this episode. Go ahead and follow us on Stories of a Dandelion right here on Spotify or wherever you're getting your podcast, as well as follow us on all of our social media accounts. Let's create this community full of military brats who feel that they're okay with opening up about their mental health, about sharing their journey, what they're going through, and create a place for beautiful healing through stories. So again, please go ahead and follow us on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts, as well as all of the social media accounts. Now let's get back to today's episode. So, military brats are known to be dandelions. Like, that's the flower that represents us.
Right. Okay.
And so Yeah.
So this is strictly like military brat that you're trying to focus on. Okay.
Yeah,
And you have
because
a lot of military friends. So.
yes, we going all day long. But I want to do so much more with this podcast and with partnering with other companies that focus on military like personnel, period. Because I know a lot of us military brats, either we go out to college or we go into the military. So like I know there's going to be different types of military brats listening. So definitely want to focus. But
nah, that's it. I like that. That's good. I like it.
Yeah. All right, back on track. Yeah. talked about that digital, which is awesome. I'm happy that you're in digital marketing. I'm thinking of going back and like learning a little bit more. I've been doing a lot of, obviously YouTube is a huge help, but just learning about the marketing part it can be a little difficult. Even though I have a business degree, it barely does anything.
The marketing is really the key. Like,
it is. And you always need that. It's never going to be replaced by AI. Like it can't be. You need a person for it. So smart move. Yeah. All right. So you're going to college. Now you said you were you've been deployed. So how was that?
Yo, my first deployment, I was so scared. I'm like, obviously, you watch movies, you're like, oh my gosh, all of that. But like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's kind of like, you're just like, yo, once you get there, you're like, well, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Whatever happens at this point, like, you just gotta pray to God that, everything goes smooth, But it wasn't a bad location I was at. I was in Turkey. It wasn't too bad over there. We was stuck on base, so it's not like we left the base or anything. But it was smooth. Like my first deployment, I had a great 6 months. It was I went to school. Like I learned a lot about my job, did other things, met a lot of people. It was a great time. I really can't complain about it. So I had good friends with me there. So I wasn't like depressed or anything. I contacted my family regularly. Stayed in touch with my friends. I had good supervisors with me as well. So I can honestly say that my first deployment was a great time. For sure.
That's good. That's good. So how long were you in the military when your first deployment happened?
That was my first deployment happened in 2018. I joined in 2015.
Okay.
So 2018 was my first deployment. Yeah, for 6 months. Yeah.
Wow. Turkey.
Yeah.
Haven't been since.
I haven't been since, and Turkey, Turkey's a nice location too, like outside of military, you know what I'm saying? Just Turkey itself. Like, yeah, I've had friends travel over there for like just for vacations. Yeah, it looks real nice there. So somewhere I would definitely go. So
yeah, I want to go too. I understand that. Like, at one point when because Turkey was a place that me and my mom wanted to go, but at one point we weren't allowed to go. Like we weren't allowed. So we just never went because of that, So it's.
I always say at least it wasn't like Afghanistan or Kuwait that I had to go to. You know what I'm saying? Like those really crazy places, and especially what's happened in the recent years. You know what I'm saying?
So first deployment, Turkey. You got deployed again?
No. I've had great assignments.
Okay, yeah. You went to Japan for a minute.
Yes. So my first station was Germany. I was first, after basic training, I went to Spangdahlem, which was in like Bitburg. I'm sure you know the Spangdahlem.
Yeah, we had to play them in high school. Yeah, I remember.
Euros and all of that. Yeah. So that was my first duty station for 3 years. And then after that, I went to Japan. I went to Yokota in Tokyo. That was probably my favorite assignment. The only thing is COVID. COVID hit my second year there. I was only there for 2 years. The first year was great, but COVID hit the second year, which is really unfortunate. Just being in Tokyo and you're not even allowed to leave the base, because of how bad COVID was. Like COVID was a different time too. Like that played a major role in everybody's mental health.
Yes.
It was just like, yo, where are we going in life right now? Like, is this about to be a forever thing? Like, what are we doing? Like, it was definitely a great area, and I feel like everybody's life. And, a lot of people lost a lot of their family members and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And that was a tough time for a lot of people as well. So, but you know, in everything, you just gotta like you just gotta be positive. Like you just gotta we gotta move forward in society. You know, we had to get our booster shots and
Mm-hmm.
period. You know, so hey, I'm just glad that I wouldn't say we're past COVID, but
No.
it's better than it was
Mm-hmm.
before. you
Definitely,
know,
definitely.
so yeah, that was a different time too. And then now I'm back in Germany again. So my main goal is to just try to stay overseas because I'm as a military brat. That's all I know.
Completely understand that. Completely understand that. Because I was about to ask you too. I was like,
yo,
when you said you were back in Germany, I was like, God, Lee, did you get
yo,
stationed anywhere else?
that is all I know. Like people be like, yo, like where were you in the States? I said I wasn't.
Never.
They don't understand that. They're like, what? I'm like, yeah, I
Yeah.
wasn't. Like, I've always been overseas. From Belgium, I went to Korea. That's where I
Mm-hmm.
graduated. To Norway. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I've known. Europe and Asia, for real, for real. So, and I like it. I like Europe. I'm trying to. Hopefully, maybe I can go to like Italy afterwards, or maybe the
Ooh.
UK afterwards. Yeah,
I
get
don't know about the
stationed
UK.
there.
It's
So.
always rainy there. You be back in Belgium, basically.
And yeah, but my girl is over there. My girl is in the
Aw.
UK. Yeah, so it would be definitely be beneficial if I went over there and stuff like that. But I don't mind being anywhere in Europe. So,
Yeah.
but Europe is great.
So, is she in the military as well?
Absolutely not.
Okay. Just asking.
Absolutely not.
I assume.
Yo, too military? No, 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 no. I can't do it.
Too
No,
much?
sir. Too much. And from what I've seen from personal experiences and all that, I'm like, nah. You know what I'm saying? We'll stay with the civilians. Thank you very much. So yeah, she's a midwife out there in the UK.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, yeah. So every every time I get chance I get, I go see her. Or she comes over here and stuff like that. So
That's good.
yeah.
That's good. So, how has the military helped you grow? Because you said like it helped you grow, but like you never explained like in what ways it did
So
that.
like first of all, it's like you're forced to mature in life. Like
Mm-hmm.
now you got to take care of yourself. Like you know what I'm saying? Like bills,
Mm-hmm.
bills, bills will mature you quick. Financially at least.
Yeah.
Like obviously now you take care of yourself. What you have
Mm-hmm.
to eat, where you're gonna sleep. If you have a car, you get your first
Mm-hmm.
car. I got my first car in the military.
Mm-hmm.
My first house, obviously. Um, so you're forced to, what I'm saying, you have to grow in that aspect. Like, look, you realize, like, look, now I'm becoming a man. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying, I got to make sure I'm good before I even think about, maybe even dating or starting a
Mm-hmm.
family. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to make sure you're good in that aspect. And then also at work,
Yeah.
like, you got to realize, like, look, this is my job now. I have to stay focused on it in order to level up, rank up, and stuff like that. So you're forced to mature, and
Mm-hmm.
grow as a person because that's the only way you will get to that next level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So and that's the great thing about the military, especially even they teach you that even from basic training. Like, look, all that mommy and daddy was doing before
Mm-hmm.
that, forget that. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta grow up now.
Yeah.
Like this big boy stuff, and people don't realize like like this is you're a part of something bigger than yourself, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is the military. You know what I'm saying? People have jokes about the military. Military's fun, this and that, but you're serving the country,
Yeah.
bro. Like this is a big deal. Like you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like all jokes aside, this is a big deal. So you're forced to mature. Like no, like this is a very serious moment in my life. Like I have to take it serious. For
Mm-hmm.
the betterment of myself and the family to come.
Yeah.
So I think the military for that for sure.
That's awesome. Like you
You'll be
said.
surprised. A lot of people like at basic training
Uh-huh.
didn't know how to do simple stuff like do laundry or like wash dishes or like
Let's be
And
honest.
I
There's some people
laugh.
out there that they didn't grow up to learn that.
They didn't grow up to learn that. And you know what I'm saying? And the military, you come in and they're like, yo, all that, your mom was doing for you, your daddy was doing for you, blah, blah. You have to learn to do it for yourself. Like, I'm talking about even folding clothes, Gina, like, was a problem for some people. And I'm just like,
Wow.
this is insane.
I mean, I don't fold my clothes perfectly, but at least I fold them.
I know how to fold, you know what I'm saying? Turn them around, like, oh,
But
so.
that's usually what happens. I don't think anybody understands, like, as a military brat, like, you learn stuff quick. Like, washing your clothes, man, I started doing that at 10.
Listen.
10 years old. I started washing dishes. I think I washed dishes before then. My mom was like, wash those dishes. I was like, wash what? I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I'm 8 years old. Like, huh?
Like, I feel like as military brats, we mature a lot quicker than a lot of other people. And you know what I'm saying? When I first joined, there's people that, like, this is their first time being away from parents and stuff like that, getting that type of freedom, even when you go to college and all of that. But, like, a lot of people wanted to do stuff, and we was already doing that when we was young. Like, you know what I'm saying? Especially, like, when it comes to, like, let's say, like, drinking or whatever. There's people that, oh, we're finally out the house. America, they can't drink until they're like 21, blah, blah. But us that was living in Europe, stuff like that was happening way beforehand. Yeah. So, like, we get to 21, and it's like, this is nothing. Like, I feel like we've matured a lot faster than a lot of kids because we were, you know what I'm saying, we seen stuff and we did stuff way before a lot of these other people were doing it. You know what I'm saying? So
it's a different beast. It's a different beast.
It just is what it is, man.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting to see because that's what I saw when I got out of, like, when I got to college. It was like, let's go party. I think my college had, like, my first college, it was like, get drunk Mondays, something Tuesdays, something Wednesdays, skip a Thursday because why not? And like something Friday. I was like, yo, like, I mean, I've done this already. So, like, it was weird. It's kind of hard because I do know once I went to my second college, I kind of just threw myself back into that. But, like, you soon realize, like, this is not what you want to do.
It's not.
So I had to find new friends. Kind of move away from that life in a way. I did my best. I'm not going to say I was perfect because there were still some times I went out and, did some things. But you're young, you're learning. And it's really weird because, I was never in the States. Summertime for 2 weeks. So to move back, it was like, what is this? Like a whole new planet.
The lifestyle is so different, man.
It is so different, and it's crazy. But I'm glad. I mean, we both got through it. We both got through the early 20s.
It's
the hardest time of your life. Yeah.
I think the best thing about being military brat is being so diverse. You know what I'm saying? I think SHAPE was one of the coolest schools I've ever been to because it's like you're not only going to school with Americans, but you have Europeans you're going to school with. You know what I'm saying? So we've already, like, experienced different cultures. When I first went to my basic training, there was people that never left their town, and then there was people that, like, never seen Black people before.
Yeah,
I was like, how? He's like, yeah, my town, there's no Black people there. I'm just like, this is crazy. Yeah. And we, you know what I'm saying? We've been with all types of people all over the world our whole lives, you know?
Yeah.
And to see that, I'm just like, wow, America really sucks.
Jesus Lord.
Like, there's no way, like,
it's
that
a
was
real
such a shocker to me.
It's a real coming to America experience, huh?
It was such a shocker to me. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Never seen the Black people in 2015. Like,
it's
wow.
and that's why we keep repeating the same cycle that we're in right now. Like, so it's crazy. But I think the internet's changing that. Like, to teach kids about what's
True.
really happened and what's really going on.
True.
So I think we're moving
Definitely
in the right
revealing the truth.
direction.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Sure.
I don't know. It's a whole new beast. Making friends. Tell me about that, because
Yo.
people in the past, the past people that I've talked about that are exactly our age, we're all like, it's hard as I don't know what. But you're in the military
Yo.
now, so it could be a little different.
Yo. Making friends is so weird. Like, it's like, why is it so hard?
Thank you. The hardest thing in the world.
Oh, but you know what? I will say the military is just a tad bit easier because the fact that your friends usually start off with people you work with. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like your coworkers and stuff like that. You work with them, you see them every day, so you know what I'm saying. You build some type of friendship with them
Yeah.
or whatever, and then you meet their friends, or you know what I'm saying. Now you meet friends of friends, and it's just a train. Like it just keeps on going, and that's the easy part about the military because it's like you see familiar faces all the time, so it's easier to make friends. But I can only imagine college, like. I can only imagine just going into the real world and you're just like, oh, like, you see random people all the time and, and some people aren't friendly, like, like, I done met some like really trash people and I'm just like, yo, what is your problem? Like,
Yes. It's so weird.
you try to be nice and stuff like that, but they're like standoffish. I'm just like, okay, you're making this awkward, like, yeah, making friends outside of high school, yeah, it was definitely very challenging,
Yeah.
because like I said, these are the people you see all the time, every day, so you're bound to have some type of relationship with them. Working with grown-ups and people that
Oh
have
my God.
other things going on with their life, they're really just coming to work, go home, like, yeah, it's very difficult. I can say it's
Yeah.
very difficult.
It's crazy how hard it is, because you'll trying to relate to people but not being able to completely relate, but you do your best to be in the vicinity, and
Yeah.
sometimes it can be taken the wrong way, because I know I've been taken the wrong way, where some people may feel like I'm bragging about my experience, but I'm just trying
Yeah.
to relate through my
Right.
experience. So yeah,
Yeah,
and
I feel
some
that.
people be like, I would never do that, and da 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 da. I could never do that, and I'm just like, why? Traveling's amazing. I just don't get it. Traveling's amazing.
I
I don't get
don't
how
get it
you
at
want
all.
to have your mind so closed off to the world. I don't get it.
I never understood that. And I'm glad military kids, we got to experience that. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Just even while in Belgium, I remember us traveling to, different countries, France, you know what I'm saying, Switzerland and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And it's just like experience different cultures. You start to have more respect for other people. I feel like,
Exactly. Yeah.
because if you only know your people and stuff like that, you're not gonna respect nobody else. Like
Nope.
it's America, man. Like meeting people that have never left their town blew me. I'm
Yeah.
just like, not even the next state. Like I've stayed in my town all 18 years of my life. I'm just like, wow.
Yeah.
Like I would hate that.
I know.
I would hate that. Obviously moving around in the military sucks.
Yeah.
Leaving your friends,
Yeah.
but all of that sucks and whatnot. But it's also cool as well to experience other people, experience fresh new start. You know what I'm saying? Those are always cool. Fresh start, fresh location. You get to, what I'm saying, be somebody else. Like it's cool. I like that about
Yeah.
being a military brat for sure.
Yeah. I completely agree. Completely agree. I think that, but that's also why I created my YouTube, because I was
Yeah.
like, I went to college and I was like, well, people are so closed off. There's so many different people. And I was like, maybe we can create something where everybody sees the world culture is made up of more than just one culture. If it
Exactly.
wasn't for all these different cultures, we wouldn't have what we have today. And so
Nice.
I'm hoping that's what comes through in the videos. Not saying that I've been consistent, because your girls have not been traveling lately.
Yeah.
Too many family events, but definitely trying to get back to it. But
Yeah.
you said, when you're explaining all that, you got to reinvent yourself. Because you know me, I never got to reinvent myself. I stayed in Belgium
Mm,
my whole, like basically from 5 to 18. Like some of it was in like Georgia and Virginia, but like I was
yeah.
like 0 to 4. So
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I stayed in one place and never really got to reinvent myself. But you,
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
did you like? Did you? I went the emo phase a little bit, but
Yeah.
middle school, you know, we were in middle school together. You
Yeah.
saw my little emo
Right.
face, but did you go through those different phases as you moved around?
Oh yeah, like man, like because I feel like in shape we was more like, but I don't know. I feel like it all depends on the era of life we were in
Mm-hmm.
at the time because everybody had. I feel like there was like a main era, like that emo phase was a
Mm-hmm.
skater phase. Like all everybody was skating.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying, the jerking phase, like the swag era. You know what I'm saying? That was all during that one time. So it was like it was all one pot. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So like everybody was dibbling and dabbling in and trying to
Yep.
think this is who they really are, but whole time this is a phase and stuff like that. So like as a military brat traveling around that time and going to different locations during those different eras,
Mm-hmm.
like, what I'm saying? I feel like you just become somebody else, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You adapt to
It's,
wherever you are.
you kind of just adapt, man, you know what I'm saying? And that's not even just a person thing. I just feel like as a society, we
Mm-hmm.
kind of all moved together because that emo phase,
Mm-hmm.
like, there was just so many phases in that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and it was so normal. Like, it was nothing. Like, okay, yeah, you're emo, you're goth, you're skater. You know what I'm saying? You're the swag era,
Mm-hmm.
like whatever. Like, I miss that. Though. I'm not gonna lie. Those,
Those
I
were
feel
the
like.
days.
I feel like people have personality those times. You know what I'm saying?
Those
Nowadays,
were the
everybody's
days.
dull. Everybody's like dull nowadays. That time, like you
Oh
really
my
got to
god.
express yourself. Like you know
Yes.
what I mean? Like, just and it's crazy because you express yourself just off the way you look. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like you don't even gotta speak for real. Like But
Yep. I remember you had
I
that
miss those
blue
times.
was it that checkered blue jacket
The
that you used to
flannel.
have? Yeah,
that
yeah, the flannel. You used to wear that thing all
was
the
a time.
time.
That was a time, bro.
And we all had like our different color like pants and stuff.
Oh my, like everybody was so bright. Everybody was mad colorful, yo.
It's gonna
Like
be so funny because I'm about to post so many, like, while we're doing this, there's gonna be so many photos coming across of us.
we were so colorful during
We
that time,
were.
man.
We
Oh
really
my
were.
god.
And our friendship group
Now
was huge.
huge. I miss that. Like everybody was cool with everybody.
Yeah.
It's like you had different friend groups and different grades and
Mm-hmm.
whatnot. Like different nationalities and stuff like that. That was cool. Like, oh yeah, I'm chilling with the Spaniards today. I'm with the Germans today. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
So
it was cool.
crazy.
I think that's what's so great about Shape, and that's why it will still remain my favorite school because it was just so diverse. Like I
Yeah.
love that. I love that so much. Like I don't think I will ever experience something like that again. It's so
Yeah.
cool.
Definitely won't experience something like that again. They tore down our
Mhm.
school. I don't know if you've been back.
I went there. Yeah, I went there
Yeah.
like 3 years ago or something. I was just like, man, because the Peaceable was still there. But I
Mm-hmm.
saw
Yeah, it's still
the
there.
school. I was just like, oh my god, this thing is completely different. Like
Yep.
this isn't. I I just felt like it didn't even have personality no more. Like I
I
just said,
know.
this isn't shape. Like
I
what is
know. It's
this?
so different. It's so different now. But yeah, like we were the last class to graduate from our school. And as soon
Oh
as we
wow.
graduate, they knocked down and the new high school was done and ready. So
Oh wow.
yeah.
Yo,
Yeah.
ain't it crazy? Like our 10-year anniversary
It's coming
is
up.
literally next year. Like,
I know. It's so weird. Like I know we
yo,
graduated high school, but there's so many times where I feel like I'm still like this 16-year-old girl,
no facts,
nervous,
facts.
having like. And the crazy thing is, I didn't have those type of feelings in high school. Like I was good, but then like
Right.
you get those feelings as you're older, and like you feel like you're a 16-year-old that's no idea what she or the person is doing, and like is trying to figure it all out.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
It is
So
definitely weird. I definitely get those moments because I think back and I'll think of my age and I'm like, what? Yo, we was just in school. Like, what is this? 10-year anniversary coming up? Nah, that's so crazy to me.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, it is insane to think about.
But here we are, nearly 10 years later. I'll be 28 in 2024. I don't know. It's just.
I think after there's different milestones you hit in your life, like when it comes to age. Like when I was 21, I didn't feel much different from being like 18 or whatever. I was just like, okay, 21, cool. But I feel like 23 was a turning point.
Yeah.
I was like,
25.
23, like 25 was a turning point. But I felt 25. 27. Oh, I'm not 27 now. I'm just like, yo, 27.
That's the point where you're just like, hold up. I'm closer to 30.
30. What? Yo. Nah, that's crazy to me.
I know.
30? Nah, bro.
And with the next generation, like, they'll think that we have everything, like, figured out. We don't.
Figured out?
Just for the next generation that's listening, we don't. We have no idea what we're doing. Literally none. We take day by day, minute by minute, hour by hour. Like, you will never have your life figured out. And I think that's one thing that was never explained to us as kids. That's why we were so mentally messed up.
No facts. Like they told us you got to have everything figured out and this and that. Like you're never gonna have it figured out, bro.
No. Oh my God,
never. You really gotta just go with the flow for real, bro. And it's like, 30, like what?
Shut up, man. I turned 28 before you do, so don't talk about it yet.
28 probably not gonna feel no different from 27 though.
I don't know. It just might. It just might. I ain't got there yet. So it's just but it is weird. It is weird to say that like next year, 10 years, and you look back at your 18-year-old self and you're like, oh, I was going to get this all figured out. I was going to be married, have kids, yada, yada. You had the whole plan. And then like you're here and you're looking at your 18-year-old self like, you dumb idiot. Like, what sense did you think that you would have all the money in the world by the time you're 28 and you'd have a family and you'd just be great and have a house and a car?
Have a house, car.
Be like, I tap on my 18-year-old self and be like, COVID is coming. Prepare for the worst because it is going to be the worst time for young adults ever.
Oh my gosh, man. Dang, that is so crazy to think about.
Oh man, we really did.
You know what? The crazy part is even like relationships. Especially in high school. Like you're thinking like, yeah, this is the person I'm gonna be with. You know what I'm saying?
That's so funny because I remember so many people doing that in high school and I was like, y'all, no. Like, that's why I didn't date in high school. They were like, I was like, no, I don't date in high school because I don't see us going far. There's no reason for me to even try it.
Like, now that I look back at it, I'm like, come on now. This was not gonna work.
Exactly. I was like, we graduate, we go to 2 different colleges. I'm not good with long distance. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Bro, it was definitely delusion. We were very delusional. Bro.
To the max, okay? To the max.
Oh, man. Shout out to those people that, were high school sweethearts, though. Like, shout out to y'all.
Good for y'all, because I ain't have none. It's just, yeah. I just hope the next generation that listens to this, like, knows, like, it's okay. Like, you're 18, you're graduating, and just enjoy life a little bit. Yes, have a little bit of a plan because you don't want to go through the rest of your life aimlessly, but enjoy it because, shoot, we definitely thought our parents had everything figured out, and we got a real face punch real quick.
They still trying to figure it out too.
For real. That's what I said. I was like, why didn't y'all tell us this? Like, where was this in my lesson plan? So one thing I know this just popped in my head, but what would you do differently? Because like, as we know, our parents didn't really tell us like what was coming really. So what will you do differently with your kids when it comes to like mental health and that part?
Oh yeah, mental health. Oh, for sure. I feel like one thing I didn't have, unfortunately, in my life is support. I feel like my support system wasn't strong enough for me personally. Especially when it came to like sports.
Mm-hmm.
But I really feel like I could have went further in sports had I had the support I needed. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Because obviously I can't do it alone. You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like with that, I'm gonna try to be like even like coming to my games, watching
Yeah.
me play. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Practicing with me and stuff like that. I feel like I did not have that growing up, and which in turn caused me not to be as serious as I should have been with
Yeah.
it. You know, and by the time I was serious, it was already too late. You
Mm-hmm.
know. But I think that that's definitely one thing I'm definitely going to do different with my kids. So whatever I see that they're good at, they enjoy,
Mm-hmm.
you know, whether it's, you know, playing the piano, you know, maybe they like to make music, draw, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm going to invest in them, you know what I'm saying? Help them out so they can grow, and, you know what I'm saying? And hopefully, maybe eventually, it become a career for them, you know, and they become successful at it. You know what I'm saying? Because you
Yeah.
never know, bro. Like, you
Yeah.
never know that you have the kid that's going to blow up in music, or they're going to blow up in sports,
Mm-hmm.
or art. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to, if you see that they're good at it and they enjoy it, like, you really got to invest your kids in those type of areas. You know?
Yeah.
You
Most
really do,
definitely.
like,
Most
and I feel
definitely.
like that's definitely something I would definitely do different than my parents did, for sure.
That's good. That's good. All
Yeah.
right. Last question.
Mm-hmm.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Woo! 5 years, you know. So I'm here till 2027, actually, right?
Jesus, you are lucky.
I'm here till 2027. I was supposed to leave next year, March, but I extended my time for another 3 years. So I'll be here till 2027. Okay. So for one, I will definitely be at a different location. I'm hoping it will
Mm-hmm.
be somewhere in Europe
Mm-hmm.
still, you know. By that time, I would have finished my school, you know what I'm saying? And I would establish some type of routine for myself when it comes to social media
Mm-hmm.
and posting content and stuff like that. And honestly, in 5 years, I'll definitely be married for sure. I know that.
That's
A
good.
kid, maybe one. Maybe one. 5 years? Yeah. I can say maybe one kid.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man. Yeah, that's definitely where I see myself in 5 years. And I'll probably still be in the military because I think I'm gonna ride out the 20 years for sure. It's been good so far. I haven't had no serious complaints or whatever, or
Mm-hmm.
no reason for me to really get out. But I mean, unless like a huge job opportunity that pops up and I'm making six figures off the bat, comes up with this digital marketing thing or whatever.
The
But
dreamer.
you know, hey, yeah, I
Gotta
say
dream
one
big.
can only dream. One can only dream. And you know, so yeah, that's definitely where I see myself in the next 5 years. What about
That's
yourself?
good. That's good. Me? Next 5 years. Hopefully, like, I really still want to be doing this podcast.
I'm
Hopefully doing
hoping,
it
yeah,
at,
yeah.
yeah, do it at a whole different level. But also with that, like, even within the next couple of years, I hope to be traveling to the different installations, post and base, and actually having conversations like these in person with, the seniors and the juniors, just to like prepare them for what's next, because
Yeah,
that's
okay.
not taught in school. So do that.
Thanks.
And have like events, fundraisers to help raise money for, like, maybe there's kids that, TRICARE only covers a certain amount for, therapy and stuff. We cover
Right.
the rest, right? Or we help out the veterans as well. And I want to do a tiny home community, because a bunch of
Okay.
our veterans are homeless, and, I don't think that's right. They served our country. They should
Exactly.
have a home, a shelter, and food. Like, they should have all of that. They
Right.
sacrificed everything for us.
Exactly. Like,
We
yeah.
can't even give them the bare minimum. I think that's wrong on so many different levels. So I want to
Right.
do that. And continue to travel. Like, I love
Traveling is
traveling
great.
and
Yeah.
experiencing cultures, and just continuing to share that. And, you know, if a man come in, God willing, you know, dating or married within that time, and on the way to having kids. Like, I used to say I want to have kids before 30. Do I still want to? Yeah, that would be
Right.
ideal. But, you know, having God's purpose in my life, I know
Right.
that's to come, and it'll come in his timing. So,
Mm.
yeah, but be on that road of, you know, meeting my husband, because I can't, doing what I do like this,
Yeah.
it's so hard to find somebody to complement that, you know?
Right.
So I need somebody that's going to complement that and, you know, be on this road and journey with me. Because
Right.
when we become one, we're doing this journey together.
Exactly. Like,
You know
y'all
what I'm
both can be
saying?
on it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, just looking for somebody who wants to be on the same road as I am. And, yeah, have kids, you know, boy, girl, 2, 3, possibly, but we'll see.
I feel it. I feel it. Where was the you said you like to travel. Where was the last place you went to?
Recently, Indiana. So I've been traveling the
Okay.
United States because I was
Okay.
trying to do 50 states in 1 year. It didn't work out. It's already August.
Ooh, that's tough.
Yeah, but the thing is, I got to go to Hawaii. Like, my mom's 60th birthday was this year, so we went to Hawaii for that. I got to go to Colorado for the first time because
Nice
my best friend, my best friend Connor lives there, and so we went skiing. I'm going to Arizona. Never been, but my god sister lives there. You know, so I've been going to a lot of states that I've never been before and seeing the different side of the United States. I think, you know, I know I've been very harsh on the United States in the past. So I'm trying to really get into the different cultures within the United States and learn. And I've been enjoying I went to Tennessee, dude. I went to get ready, the Grand Ole Opry.
Swear down.
I went and I had a good time. My godmother took us. Like, she was like, "We're going to go to the Grand Ole Opry," and I was like, "Okay." my mom came and she was like, "We going where?" She's like, "How long is this?" But we had the best time. It was so much fun. So yeah, experiencing so many different things, and yeah, so I know that I'm on the right track with this and everything else because God has definitely shown me over the last like month of, you know, you're going down the right path. Now we just got to stick to it, which I think is really hard for our generation to do. Consistency is so hard for us.
It is tough.
When it doesn't come quickly.
You know, we're so this, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, happen now, this, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Amazon Prime, like, hey, I need it right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how we are. And I don't blame us, man. This is the way it is right now. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, it's so hard, but yeah, being consistent that's my word for the year. Consistency.
That's what I'm trying to lean towards, you know. That's what really will set you apart from everybody else.
Very much that discipline. Oh man, but it's not easy because there's so many days where I'm just like, I quit.
No, that is so real. That is so real. Like, I'm just like, I'm not doing it. Like, nah, I don't feel like it.
Nope. you wake up one day and you're just like, I don't feel like getting out of bed. Forget work, forget food, forget water. Like, I'm just,
yo, it really done. Be like that. Oh, man,
yeah, the struggles of adulting.
Yeah, you know what's crazy about stateside though? I wouldn't even know where I would start. That's my thing.
It's okay.
And that's what's crazy about it. Like, I mean, I actually went last year because my little sister's in Virginia or whatever. So I went last year to DC, Virginia area. That was nice. You know, that was cool. It's actually very diverse there. I did not know that. There's it's very diverse.
I think it's mostly because, like, the White House is right there. And then, like, you know, it's just a big military presence. Yeah. So,
Yeah, so I really did like DC, the little East Coast area. So that was nice. But yeah, being the fact that I've always been overseas, like, the stateside is so foreign to me. When I tell people like, yo, yeah, my first time stateside was for basic training, they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, like
2 months.
I was like 2 months over there. That's the longest I've been. They're like, what? That's crazy, yo. I'm just like, yeah.
It's hard to
both of
watch.
my parents are. It is. Both of my parents are back in Ghana right now, so
Oh
I
yeah.
only see them when I can. You know what I'm saying? My
Mm-hmm.
dad retired and went back home and all of that. So
That's good.
obviously they're good and they're chilling and stuff like that. But every time I can, though, I make sure I go home and see them, spend some time with them.
Yeah. That's really good.
Life
That's
is short, man.
awesome.
Life is short.
It really is. It's so short, and telling people I love them, that's a constant thing now.
I'm trying to tell you.
Constant. I lost my pop, my grandfather during COVID to COVID.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's crazy. So definitely appreciate.
So unexpected,
Yeah.
Like,
Super. Oh my goodness. Super unexpected.
Yeah.
But I know life keeps moving, but I hold him in my heart every single day. Right. So, yeah. Yeah, that's where I plan to be. And
that's good.
Yeah.
And say 5 years will come by like this too. Like that's what's crazy about it.
I don't want to be 32
far
yet.
Away, but
I don't want to be 32 yet. Yeah, man.
5 years, man, comes by quick.
So it does. It does.
Like we're almost at the end of this year. Like
I know. It's so weird because I was like, we just started 2023. Like, where did it go?
Started this junk.
Where did it go?
Oh man.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, when you're younger, you don't know where you're going. But as you get older, you figure out little pieces along the way, and
no facts.
And you just keep doing it. You keep putting another puzzle pieces in your puzzle, and you keep it moving. It keeps growing though. That puzzle don't.
No, that's facts.
that's the bad part. The puzzle keep growing, but you do what you got to do. Yeah, you do what you got to do. All right, tell the people where they can find you, so they can go ahead and follow everything.
Narty on everything. That's NASSNARTEY on every platform. I just try to keep it simple for everybody. So yeah, follow me. I do day in the life vlogs. I do travel vlogs. I do men's grooming content. Stuff like that. So if you're interested, definitely.
He's the lifestyle, guys. He's the lifestyle vlog.
Basically.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
Nice. Everything will be linked down below for my boy Manasseh. Manasseh, thank you for joining us. It has been an amazing and fun podcast to catch up with you and see you again. And that's it for this one, guys. I'll see you next week.
I really enjoyed this.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Yes.
That's it for this one, guys. I just want to thank you guys for tuning in. If you like what you heard, please go ahead and share it with somebody that you think will get something from this episode or any of the episodes that are already out there on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts, as well as YouTube. Go ahead and share it on Facebook, Instagram, anywhere you can. And let's get this message out there that mental health is really important, and it is time to reframe it and destigmatize it for all military brats out there. Yes, the talk is changing, and it's time that we talk about mental health more together as a community and help one another out. So please go ahead and share it, and thank you again for tuning in.